We are pleased to welcome our guest speaker today, Nancy Bogart. Nancy has over 12 years experience as a wife, a mom, and a CEO for such companies as Country Bunny Bath & Body and Jordan Essentials. She began her career looking to help create opportunities for women like herself who needed an income and flexibility to keep the priority of family and faith first, and now serves as a leader over the marketing, manufacturing, and training departments. Let's give her a warm welcome.
Good morning. Well, today is evidence. Evidence that you have a resilient human spirit. When the rest of the country was on its knees in the last several years, what did you do? You made a choice to rise up and be resilient. Resilience is defined as being able to spring back, bounce back after being bent, stretched, and being compressed. The ability to withstand and quickly recover. And today is proof. This is your evidence. You have a bright future ahead of you in the coming years. And I'm sure you've spent some time dreaming and thinking about this day, right? You've thought about this day and what it's going to mean to you and your family. And as those dreams materialize, they're going to be peppered with moments that try to bend and stretch you. And to be honest, from my experience of 13 years of owning a company, it is not if it's going to happen, it's when it's going to happen. And it's the commitment to the determination of the resilient human spirit that will carry you to your dreams. I grew up in St. Charles, just not very far from here, just over the river, not through the woods, but I grew up very close to here. I am much like you, and I had gone to Springfield, Missouri to get my degree, and we stayed there. So we do live there to this day with my 4 children, my wonderful husband. And I had been a stay-at-home mom for 7 years. And much like you, I had a turning point in my life where I had to decide, what am I going to do now? And I wanted to do things a little bit differently. I didn't want to just go get a job. I wanted to make a life for myself and my family. And that was 13 years ago, and we incorporated in February of 2000. And then I remember it was a cold morning in March, and we were getting our first loan. Most people don't get excited about having to borrow money, but you're in business and you're so excited. And we had a friend of ours at church that was a banker, and he was going to give us the money we needed to really make our dreams happen. And so we were going for coffee, and it's kind of, in Missouri, it's March, it's chilly, coffee steaming, and we are drinking coffee. And the banker, we're so excited. You can feel your dreams just start to bubble up, and this is the moment, right? And at that moment, our eyes met, and the banker told us, your business model doesn't seem very sound to us, and my boss has pulled the plug. And my husband drew in this big, long breath to let him have it, and I swooped in underneath there with a confidence I'm not sure where it came from, and I said, you are not a part of our dreams, you're not a part of God's dreams, and we're leaving. And we did. We got in the car, my husband's like, what are you doing? I said, I am more confident in my dream than I am in that man's ability to believe in us. The following weeks, we had the largest sales weeks we'd had since we started, and a banker had called us. They had taken our note with us. We had been in partnership with that bank for 13 years and $30 million. So that's how that story ended. I did not let them own my future. I did not let them take my human spirit. Resilience is defined as being able to spring back into shape after being bent, stretched, and compressed. And today, as you celebrate and begin this new chapter in your life, I want to share with you 3 quick things that will help you have a resilient human spirit that I have learned over these years. Number 1 is to surround yourself with the right people, and today, here you are, you have University of Phoenix, you have the teachers and your classmates, your professors, the people who believe in you. You've created this little bubble that you've been in. And of course, your best supporters are out here, that you surround yourself with your friends and your family that are amazing. But this bubble's gonna pop, and then what are you gonna do? My suggestion to you is to continue to be a lifelong learner, to be very, very careful about who you surround yourself with, because that message that they tell you that comes into your mind, that wonderful wealth of knowledge you've received here, can continue through the relationships that you have. You have a taste of what it means to be in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. Do not let anything come in your way in the future. Surround yourself with the right people. Be fierce about those choices. Can you tell I've had a little experience when I chose the wrong people? Number 2, optimism and positivity. I would have to say this takes me a long way. Not a silly, sappy Pollyanna type of optimism. I call it hard optimism. And in the economy and the way things have been lately, hard optimism is what's going to take us forward. We have a season in life that can be difficult, and in 2009, that was my season. As the country was struggling, and you all were getting your education, our business was having a very, very difficult time, and I had gone upstairs to this storage room with office supplies, and then all of a sudden I just went to my knees and tears streaming down my face, and I wasn't sure how we were going to pay our bills. I wasn't sure how we were going to make it through, and I gave myself a moment, but only a moment, to say, this is not who I am. This is not where I'm going to go. And I remember a very, very good friend of mine who told me, what can you do? And I stood up and I put myself back together to where now we have over 11,000 consultants in all 50 states, Guam, Puerto Rico, St. Thomas, and we are a success story that could have ended that day with somebody telling me, this is not going to work. But my hard optimism was, what can I do? And you will have to ask yourself, what can you do? You asked yourself a couple years ago, what can I do? And you enrolled at University of Phoenix. Do not let that wonderful quality about you go away. That optimism and positivity that you will have a better life, that you can do more and be more, is the resilient human spirit. Number 3 is determination. You had your confidence that you have today, and you've been strengthened. You've been through strength training for the future. And that day is going to come where it's going to test those muscles, and those muscles are going to be pulled and stretched, and what are you going to do? Will you bounce back? Will you be resilient? I believe you will. You're a wonderful class. This is the perfect time and the perfect moment to be getting your degree. This is the perfect time to launch back out into our community. This is a time for you to own your future and pave the way for our future generations. It is the resilient human spirit that nobody can take away from you. It's that determination that takes you from here into your future. You're going to be receiving evidence today, evidence of your hard work. Remember this day. I want you to do me a favor, and I want you to think about the gown that you're wearing. I want you to think about the weight of it, how it feels kind of funny, the fabric. I want you to think about the cap on your head and how it sits on top of your head right now. I want you to think about the seat that you're sitting on. I want you to think about your friends and family's faces as they smile down, the feeling that you have right now as you are getting ready to receive that piece of paper and how that feels in your hand. And you're going to put it up on your wall at your home or your office. And I wanted to take you back to this moment. And when somebody comes and tries to take your dream or your spirit, you remember who you are. You remember this day. You remember how this feels. You remember your cap. You remember your family. You remember that you have the resilient human spirit that nobody will ever take away from you. You will be known as the class that changed history, changed our generations, and changed our community. You have a bright future, and our future is here to share with other people when they don't feel so resilient, when they don't feel like doing something. It isn't about how you feel. It is about bouncing back, about being resilient no matter what is happening in your life. I want to honor you and congratulate you today. God bless you all in your future endeavors, and congratulations. Thank you.